Well, I've been reflecting upon my own leadership and my own leadership career. Things I got right, mistakes that I made, things I could have done better. And I think for a large part of my leadership career, I focused mainly on what to do, what strategies to implement, what policies to have, how to deliver various aspects to improve the organization or to improve the system. It was only later in my life as a leader I began to realize that although those things are really important, it's not just important about what to do, it's important to think about how to be. Not just what to do, but how I'm going to show up as a leader in the various aspects in which I'm working. What my leadership mindset should be. And I think at times of external challenge, and we have certainly a lot of external challenge at the moment globally and in our systems, it's possible to adopt three different mindsets. The first mindset we can adopt is the victim mindset. And it says, these awful things are happening to us and there's nothing we can do about it. Isn't it awful? We don't ask for help because no one could do any better. It's not our fault. We just create a victim culture within our organization. And actually that's it's quite an attractive mindset because you can abrogate responsibility. It's not my fault, it's theirs. I'm not even going to try and do anything because it won't work. So you abrogate responsibility, you're no longer accountable. People feel sorry for you, so that's quite nice. And on top of that, you can get the moral high ground. We would do the right thing, but these nasty people are making us not do the right thing. So they're the baddies, we're the goodies. We just can't do anything. The trouble with victim mindset leadership is no one wants to follow you. You end up being totally ineffective because no one wants to follow someone who's given up hope. The second kind of leadership mindset you can adopt is the hero mindset. And this says, these nasty things are happening around us, and it's up to me to sort them. So if the school attendance has gone down as a result of the pandemic, it's up to me to find a solution to that. If morale is low in my organization, it's up to me to get morale up again. If morale is low in the teaching profession, it's up to me to improve morale in the teaching profession. It's all down to me. I don't ask for help because that would show weakness, that would show vulnerability. I want to be a hero. I protect my staff, I just work even harder myself. And that's an attractive mindset because what happens is people tell you you're wonderful. Oh, the organization will be in a dreadful state without you. You're doing such a good job. It feeds our ego. It makes us feel wonderful. But the danger is we don't build capacity. We do it all ourselves. And in the end, we burn ourselves out. The third kind of leadership mindset you can adopt is what we call the imperfect leadership mindset. And that says, I don't know it all. I've got some things I can do and some things I'm not so good at. I need a team, I need a group, I need a whole organization to make a difference. I can't do it on my own. I'll focus on the things we can make a difference with rather than worrying too much about the things we can't affect. And I'll ask for help because I'm okay about asking for help. Why wouldn't I? That builds a sense of collective responsibility and also brings in expertise from outside. And I think we're more likely to be effective if we have the imperfect leadership mindset. And that brings me on to this idea of hope. If you've got a victim mindset, there's no hope. It's hopeless. What's the point? I remember when I went to be Director of Education for a local authority in Knowsley in Merseyside. And when I went there, we had the second worst examination results in the whole country. And after a year of my leadership, we had the worst examination results in the whole country. And I went live on Radio Merseyside that morning, and the broadcaster said to me, with respect, she said, with respect, just give up, it's hopeless. Now that was an option. That was an option. It's not an option that I went for. But victim mindset is hopeless. For the hero mindset, there is hope, but it's only hope in you. You're the only hope. And that's not a long-term sustainable strategy. But in perfect leadership mindset, there is hope. And I'm indebted to my co-author, Marie-Claire Bretherton, who I wrote Imperfect Leadership in Action with, a wonderful leader, who's helped me to understand this idea of hope theory. Charles Sinder, who's the writer on hope theory, says there are 4 ingredients of hopeful leadership. It's not just about being cheerful. There are 4 ingredients of hopeful leadership. The first one is you can envisage a better future. You can see that things can get better. You can understand what that looks like. I remember years ago, I visited a secondary school in the south of England. It was a rough building, it was a tough area, and the head teacher was showing me around the school. And everyone we met, teachers, young people, she introduced me to them, she told me they were all wonderful. It was sort of amazing optimism she had. And when I met with her leadership team, when she was out of the room, I said, "What'd you like to work with?" And they said, "She's our storyteller." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, when things are tough, and they often are in this school, she tells us the story of how they're going to get better." The teacher is storyteller. So as a hopeful leader, we can see a better picture. We can see a better future. We know it doesn't have to be like this. The second ingredient of hopeful leadership is agency. Not only can we see a better future, we believe we can help to get there. We have agency, not on our own, but with our colleagues, we have agency to make that difference and help to build that better future. The third ingredient of hopeful leadership is pathways. We are open-minded, we're curious, we're prepared to go through different pathways to find a way in which to build that better future. We're not closed off in our heads. We're open-minded. We explore different pathways. And the fourth aspect of hopeful leadership is resilience. We know that some of those pathways will be dead ends. We know that sometimes we'll be taking a step backwards rather than a step forwards. We understand that, and we're prepared to be resilient. So we have an idea of a better future. We have agency to help to achieve it. We explore pathways to get there, and we're resilient. Now, the great thing about hopeful leadership, so what is the basis of our hope? Well, I think in the world, the basis of our hope is our young people. That's the basis of our hope. The future under control of our young people when they grow up to be adults, to make better decisions than some of the generation before them and to build a better future. But if we're educationalists, we have a particular hope. And our particular hope is in the ability of the teacher to help the child to learn and help the child to achieve their potential. And whatever job we have in education, whether it's deputy minister, union leader, policy advisor, that's our passion. Because that's where the magic happens, when the teacher and the child get together. So the front line, the classroom, the interaction between teacher and learner is what we're all about. And people know that's what we're all about. They know whatever our job is, that's what we're passionate about. But the great thing about hopeful leadership is that it's infectious. If you spend time with a hopeful leader, you become more hopeful. If you spend time with a leader who has no hope, you become without hope yourself. It's infectious. And I think it was Leonard Cohen who wrote the song Anthem. And in the words of the song Anthem is this. He says, "Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." So what I'm suggesting is we focus on the things that we can make a difference with. We ring the bells that still can ring, not focusing on the ones that can't. We stop trying to be imperfect. We stop trying to be a hero. We forget our perfect offering. We accept the fact we don't know it all. But we know we have agency. And as hopeful leaders, we shed light in the darkness to lead to a better future. Thank you.